hello, how are you? This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner, and we are back with part 3 of this ephemera book that we're making. We have a book, we have pages, and we need to get the pages into the book. Just like that. There you go. They're in there. No, that doesn't work. Alright, let me get this out of the way. There's a whole list of supplies for this part, so I'm going to get that list together, and I will be right back to show you what you're going to need to put these pages in. I'll be right back. Alright, so to get the pages in, you're going to need a pen, paper trimmer, some scoring tools, a scoreboard, your awl, some foam or a book or whatever it is you push into, some double-sided tape, some adhesive, some liquid adhesive, piece of foam, you know, and you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock or whatever. I'm just using one of the extra pieces of file folder and a piece of white cardstock so I can keep the 2 parts separate. So we'll just jump right in. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut. And we are going to cut our file folder. So let me get rid of this little flint over here that we have going. So we don't need it. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that part, and then we're going to cut this to 5 inches. Which is the width of our spine, and then 11 inches, which is the length of our book, the height of our book. Okay, and then so we're going to start with our piece of card here, and we're going to put in our first mark, which is going to be at 3/8 of an inch. And we're just going to run straight down. And then we're going to go 1/4 of an inch, 3, 4, a 1/2 inch across. So we're going to go to, the first one is going to be at 3/4 of an inch. One and 1/4. 1 3/4, 2 1/4, and I'll have all the measurements in the description box below. 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 3 3/4. You get the idea. Every 1/2 inch, okay? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? One more thing on the scoreboard. We're going to put these in long ways, and we're going to come in at 1 inch and score. Then we're going to come down here and come into 10 inches, and we're going to score at 10 inches. Okay? And then we're going to score at 5 1/2, which is our midpoint. Alright? Now, where our intersections are, that's where we're going to pierce some holes. To do this, I like to put some paper clips on here, okay? So I'm going to get out my paper clips, and I'm going to get my foam and my awl, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we are going to poke some holes. We have our foam underneath here, and this is our book cover. That's our spine. And that is where our book piece is going to go. Now, this is the front of our book, and this is our front piece. So we're going to turn this over. We're on the outside. If you want to do this on the inside, that's fine. I'm doing it on the outside because I want my eruptions to go in and not out. So I'm just going to use a couple of small clamps here to hold this in place. And then I'm going to bring it down to my foam. And I'm just going to go back through all of these holes. Now, this could be a little bit hard to do, mostly because, you know, you're going through 2 layers of glue, heavy paper, not to mention, you know, the chipboard itself. So now I'm going to move this up and get this last set of holes in. Okay, now I'm going to take this off. So now I have 3 lines of holes that go across my book, and these are what I call the eruptions. You see those? I don't want those on the outside of my book. I just don't, okay? Alright, so we need to get the pages in here. We need to get them lined up. There's 2 ways of doing it. One, you can use the template that we made, and you can line it up top and bottom, and then put your crease in the middle of your flap, poke your holes, and go all the way across your template. Or you can do this the easy way. Get out a ruler. You're going to draw a line between all your dots. Alright, okay, so that's where our threads are going to go. I'm going to lift this up so you guys can see. I have drawn all my lines, and then I'm going to get out my double-sided tape. And I'm just going to cover my line, and I'm just using the line as a guide. And it doesn't matter because nobody's going to see it. To there. There, to there. Okay, and I'm going to do all of these. Once I have them all done, I'll be right back. Okay, so we now have tape on all of these. And we are going to put some glue on the flaps. And you can use any glue that you want. I'm using the 3-in-1. And then I'm going to pull these up. Just the first one. I'm going to bring this in, line it up top and bottom. going to put it down. Okay. And then I'm going to do the second one the same way. So we're going to put some adhesive on. Here. We're going to take the tape off of there. Then we're going to take this, we're going to line it up against the first one, press it down, and we're just going to keep doing this all the way across. All right? Once we have it all the way across, then we're going to let it dry for a little bit, and then we're going to stitch it in. So I'm going to get these all put in, and I will be right back. Alrighty, so all of my pages are now glued and taped in, and the only thing that's left for me to do is to stitch them in. So we are going to get out some waxed linen thread and our needle, and we are going to stitch each signature in individually using a very simple pamphlet stitch. So I'm going to get my stuff and we're going to go ahead and get started. As you can see, I use the method where I haven't put the holes in. So we're going to have to put the holes in as we go, one signature at a time, okay? So I'm going to get my foam, my awl, my linen thread, my needle, and I will be right back and we can get these sewn in. Okay, so since I'm going to be using a simple 3-hole pamphlet, we want to go once, twice, at least 3 times the length of the book, and I'm going to go ahead and thread my needle, and I'm going to start on the outside. So I'm going to lay my book down, and I already have my holes punched through here, so I'm just going to push those holes through. And then I'm going to go ahead and get started stitching. So I'm going to come up through the middle. I'm going to go down through the top. I'm coming back up through the middle. Down through the bottom. And then we're going to turn the whole thing over. We're going to come up. Making sure that I'm not leaving this too long. I'm going to stitch underneath, pull it tight, and then I'm going to go right over left and left over right. And then I'm just going to cut my threads. Now I can leave these as long or as short as I want, okay? Alright, so then we're going to move on to the next one. And all I'm going to do is move one show you. I'm going to flip one page, okay? And then we'll come back down. We'll punch our holes. And we'll stitch this one in. And I'm just going to continue through the book this way. I'm going to stitch in each page and then tie it off and move on to the next one. Okay? And I'm going to make sure that I flip the pages in between. So that I can be sure that I'm going through the right place. Okay? So that's 2. And I'm going to use a clip just to, you know, hold this over. Just hold it out of my way. And again, I'm going to go to the next page. I'm going to turn the page so I have a new place to start. And I'm going to re-punch, you know, I'm going to punch these holes where I have them punched on the cover. And then I'll stitch this in. And I'm going to do this all the way across, okay? So I'll be back as soon as I get it all stitched in. Alrighty, so everything is sewn in. I haven't figured out what I'm doing with these yet. I might just clip them off. I don't know. For aesthetics, I'm probably just going to cut them off. Because for this particular book, I don't really see the... And, you know, I probably should have done this on the inside. Who knows? But I don't see any reason to keep the length on there. So I've got those all trimmed, and I just want to protect the corners here, so I'm going to put some corner pieces on this, and I have some gold ones, and I don't use gold often, so you know, this is an adventure. And these are Teflon pliers, and that's just so that they don't scratch the book corners. That's the front, and then I'm going to do the back as well. Put them on the right way there, Einstein. Okay, that's that one, and then this will be the last one. And then we can take a look at our book. Alrighty, so this is the front of our ephemera book, and when we open it up, one, it lays flat, which is helpful, And 2, look at how easy all of these pages turn. And I have all of these pockets that I can put things in. And if I want to add tabs that tell me where things are, I can do that. And here's the best part. I can see everything. So I can put all of my flowers in the front, and then I did leave some pockets like this where they were shorter, so that if I had tall stuff, I could put it here and it didn't interfere with another pocket. So I've done that a couple of places. Same thing here. And these are just, this is just a nice wide, deep pocket here. And, this is all scrap. I used up a lot of just scrap paper making this happen. Now this is the one pocket I did do in vellum just to show everybody how it was done, and I left it in the book, because. And I can put, if I want to, I can do front and back too. I can also put pockets on the front and the back and add even more space to my book. That's it. That's my ephemera book. Everything is glued in, sewn in, and taped in, so nothing's coming out of this sucker. And this is the first one. I'm going to do another one for you, completely different style. But this is the first one. So if you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends, and then your friends can be my friends, my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends. And before you know it, we have a giant crafting community. I go live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 11, 12, and 1 across the country. 8 o'clock over in Hawaii. I post videos on Mondays and Wednesdays, and any other time I feel like it, really. And I have 2 things going on in 2022. The first of which is my free classes of 2022. I'm doing an entire series of free classes on journaling and, some other crafts we're going to be doing as well. Best way to get information about those is when you hit that subscribe button and you ring that bell, make sure that you select the all, and that way you get notified of all of those classes the day they get posted. And the second thing I have going on is my hashtag 12 of 22 journal challenge. You do not need to complete all 12 journals if you don't want to. If you want more information about that, just go to the description box below and click on the link. It'll take you over to this cute little slideshow. It'll tell you everything that you need to know. Until I see you the next time, stay safe, my friends. Bye-bye.